When you think about the story of Shakina Chenidu, and I might have her name messed up, what a powerful sister that came out of the UK area. From my knowledge, she was a sister that was also an attorney. She led certain activism groups, associations that brought a lot of Black people together. She appeared on a lot of YouTube channels here in the Black sector of YouTube, promoting unity and peace amongst Africans and the African diaspora. But the first interview that I've ever seen of her was when she was interviewed by a Gambia TV station about her return to Africa. It's one of the most powerful 3 minutes that I've ever watched. Let's play the first part of it here.
I live here in the Gambia. I'm representing the African Diaspora Returnees Association. And we are a group of people who have returned to live in Gambia because we see ourselves as Africans. So I'm representing that group.
Why did you make the decision, knowing that Africa has a history of political instability, history of backwardness in terms of economy, corruption and all that? You left the life that you lived in, probably in the Caribbean or in the UK or somewhere in America, to come and live in the Gambia.
And stop the show. You guys heard that, right? The question that he asked is, why do you want to come back to Africa when it's so corrupt and there's so many problems? But the response she's about to give will shock you.
Wow, you made some sweeping statements there. Political instability, poor economy. That's not the Africa that I see. That's the Africa that the BBC and the CNN tells us about. Africa's our home as Black people, and we have to make it what it is. If you think the West was paved with gold, it wasn't. I was born in the UK, but I was always made to know I was never accepted there as a Black person. So you see the difference. Even though I was born there and I should be able to say, yes, it was wonderful there, but it wasn't. The discrimination is still there. My parents faced it in the 60s. I faced it, as I was growing up. My children are facing it. It's not changing for us. So it's imperative that we come home and we build Africa so that we don't make the statements that you made about the political instability, the poorness. Africa is a rich continent. And everybody else can see that except us. This is why other people are coming here, but we're not coming here. So we need to come here and we need to enjoy the fruits of Africa.
You see, she was trying to change the brother's mindset about how powerful Africa can be. She talked about the West, that, hey, what you see in America right now is not always how it was. They too had a starting point and they built it up together. Why not Africa? People like you, and I'm talking about her towards him, are the ones with that negative mindset towards the continent, and that is why we are not developing. Let's stop the show. Wow, I feel exactly like her. Unfortunately, all you need is a few people who have that same mentality that that person has to be deadly. Rewind! Unfortunately, last week, this young lady, and I will say she's young, lost her life. Lost her life to who? Well, it seems like the police have found out who the individual in the motive is and what the motive was. Let's play the clip.
I would just give a brief facts regarding the case of Shakina Chenidu, who is a British national resident in the Gambia here. The resident is at Brusubi. She was reported missing on Wednesday, the 14th of February, 2024. After when the issue of the missing of this Chinedu came, the police swiftly get into the matter, investigate, and then a suspect was apprehended. The suspect definitely, helped the police during the course of the investigation. And then the police were able to get admission from the suspect. He confessed of doing the act. And then he led the police to recover the properties that he stole after murdering Madam Chinedu. And then the police definitely went back with him to the crime scene Chinedu is on a construction at a new site at Madina Alaji. It's a village between Kunkuja Mariama and Mahmuda. That's where she was murdered by the suspect, Augustine Bangura, who is a Sierra Leonean national. During the course of the investigation, the keys of Shakina were recovered from the suspect. He kept them at the residence where he is in Bakote. And then we also recover some of the items that were stolen from the deceased.
So as you can hear, this woman was building her home somewhere far away from the main city, from what I understand. So she had bought some land, had an assistant with her, but the assistant that was with her, as you heard the guy's name, I'm not going to repeat it, but this guy is a Sierra Leone citizen, not a Gambian citizen. And he took a hammer and he hit her with it and killed her. And then robbed her for some money, went and took her belongings, the whole nine. When they found the man, he also had a handgun on him. But this is also interesting. Like, did you notice the fact that the police officer has the weapons there and he's showing it to the public?
He confessed to the police that he used a hammer, and the hammer he used is this hammer. So he led the police to recover this hammer based on his own confession. He hit the deceased with this hammer on the neck, at the back of the neck, and then the suspect collapsed.
I was listening to Raising the Vibe, and she also saw that too. Let's play what she had to say about that, and we're going to come back.
Some of you know I'm a lawyer here in America, and let me just say there is no circumstance under which a police commissioner and the police would bring items that were used to kill a deceased, as well as items that were taken from the deceased in connection with the death, to an outdoor press conference, and then have those items handed up to him with his bare hands and hold them up for everyone to view. Here in America, that would be tainted evidence. We need to be able to obtain fingerprints from that evidence. And we also have what is called the chain of custody.
Now, that's the difference between, some African nations in America. Something like that, tampering with evidence, would never be the case. But unfortunately, I'm going to go back to something that a lot of people on this channel are going to criticize me for. Let me put a disclaimer here. I am not blaming this beautiful sister for her losing her life. She had children. She wanted to come back to Africa, just like Anja Africa and the other sisters out there who have also lost their lives. I'm not blaming the victim here. Okay? But I do want to play this clip from Brother Dynastamir because it's going to be very pertinent. It's important. We are out here trying to save lives and make sure, and this is me as a black man, I want to make sure that women are safe on the continent of Africa, especially if you're from the diaspora. Let's play the clip.
I want to share this with the women. This is specifically for the women. Okay. And please do not take this the wrong way. I am not being misogynistic, however you say the word, but we just got to have an honest conversation here. Okay. And especially when it comes to the Gambia, but really when it comes to a lot of other African countries. But specifically when it comes to the Gambia, this is going to be my advice moving forward. Because in the past, I want to say 6 months, we've had 5 or 6 expats, women, who have met their demise under very, very weird circumstances. When it comes to the Gambia, All right, this is my advice. If you are a single woman, don't go. Don't move there. All right. If you're a single woman, do not move to the Gambia as a single woman. Period. That just leave it alone.
Now, see, I've been called a hater and everything in the book. You know, you hate black women, you dislike black women. And then now we see that this was a woman that was out and entrusted herself with a man that she did not really, maybe she knew him, maybe she didn't know him, but that man killed her for over £1,000 or for something that's little money. She's traveling alone with this guy. Now she's deceased, right? I believe that would have been a much different story if she would have had a husband or a son with her or somebody that she can trust. Most people would think, why would somebody want to kill somebody over £1,000 of some laptops and knowing they're going to get caught? Because criminals are stupid. They are dumb, okay? And this is what Dynas has been saying. Coming to the continent by yourself is not a smart thing to do if you're a lady, especially from what we've been hearing in Gambia. That's the reality. Now, I want to play this other clip of Angie Africa talking about when you come to the Gambia, people watching your every moves. Let's play the clip.
Aware of what's going on in Gambia. There's been some suspicious deaths in the Gambia, and people have been suspect about it, but I don't know that people have really told all that they know. A lot of it is related to single women in the Gambia. So first, let me give you a little just preview of what happens when you come to Gambia single, okay? You may have it in your mind that you're not trying to date anyone. You just come in here to live your best life. Well, honey, from the time you get your feet on the ground, and I'm talking from the airport, people already have their eyes on you, okay? They know what area you're going to. It's been reported where you're going to be living. There'll be that one person that thinks, well, I'm going to be the person to get that individual because that's going to be my cash cow.
So the people you think that you can trust also could be a person looking to do something to you, especially if that person is earning low wages. Let me talk about earning low wages in Africa now. Of course, people do earn lower. Purchasing power is lower. But there was a case here in Uganda about a year ago where you had a big time MP that was shot by his bodyguard because the bodyguard needed some money. He asked the person said no. He shot the person. Not too far from where our office is, okay? Shot the person, then killed himself. So you have to understand, if you're paying a person $60 a month, $70 a month, and they see you going around with nice laptops, they see you going around with nice phones, and this person is doing very bad, people are going to take that into consideration. You know, like this heist, you know, me working for her, I wouldn't get this money in 3 years. I can get it today if I try this, and you know, if it doesn't work out, I can go back over to Sierra Leone and take this stuff with me. You just don't know. And this is one of the reasons why women have to be very careful. You know, when you're dealing with men that are foreign in any place, it's dangerous, right? Or women that are foreign is dangerous. So especially if you're alone, you have resources, and these men do not. Yeah, it's something that's waiting to happen that can wait to happen. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to our sister at all. I believe she was a beautiful mind, a beautiful heart. But ladies, take it in consideration. Okay? I'm talking about even guys you hire. Again, you know, you're building something, a home or a house, and you don't have somebody from the diaspora you can trust with you or dealing with you. You're putting your trust into people you don't know. It's a very dangerous thing. I always hear people say too, that come from the diaspora when they go to Africa and countries, I don't even need no friends from America or from Britain. I'm tired of them. I want to just deal with the locals. And that might be your perspective. But at the same time, it's better to have relationships in both communities. You're going to need people. And so guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Chinedu Jackson, back at it again with an episode of Fair Use. I'm out.